Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Xuan Kai and I'm a day trader from Singapore. So before we dive into my live trade today, I was actually minding my own business, watching a MrBEAST video, and I came across this limited edition MrBEAST hoodie that was only available for sale for 72 hours. I was very interested in the color, and the fact that it was limited edition really caught my attention, so I quickly hopped onto the website to get myself one of them. However, the sad thing was that they do not ship to Singapore, so I quickly emailed their support team to get confirmation of this. Sadly, when they replied on Monday, they confirmed that they really do not ship to Singapore. After that, I kind of gave up and thought that I really wouldn't have a chance to get this hoodie anymore because the time was running out. I actually spoke to my girlfriend about this and she told me that she actually has a cousin that stays in the US. I quickly hopped back onto the website to buy the hoodie again, and just when I was going to press the buy button, I found out that her cousin was actually going to be moving next month, so there would not be time to ship the hoodie over to his place, because sadly the order is a on reserve item and it will only be shipped 4 weeks later after the actual order confirmation. My girlfriend then suggested that I use an international warehouse as the initial address for the shipping, so that the hoodie goes to them first and then afterwards it will be shipped to me in Singapore. I quickly googled through and then read through reviews and finally settled on this website called comgateway.com. After that, with just 40 minutes left on the limited edition hoodie sale, I quickly signed on to their website and I hopped on to the MrBEAST official store website and used their address and ordered the hoodie, but sadly this showed up. My payment could not be processed. Please try again in a few minutes. I really panicked. I tried multiple times with multiple credit cards and debit cards, but sadly none of them worked. I tried all the way to the very last minute, but yet still none of the cards could work. I still kept getting the same notification. So sadly, I couldn't get the hoodie. So for anyone watching this video, hopefully if you have bought it and you are still interested to sell it, please contact me. Or if for some bizarre reason MrBEAST sees this, I would really appreciate it if I could still buy one of your limited edition hoodies. So guys, I really need your help to like this video so that MrBEAST can see this and I can still get the limited edition hoodie. So that was the whole story of how I almost bought the limited edition MrBEAST hoodie. So now let's get back to our live trading video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little bit where I tried to buy MrBEAST limited edition hoodie but I didn't get. So now let's move on to the Tesla trade for today. So now it seems to be the trend for my channel now. I'll be sharing another losing trade for Tesla. As usual, I'll be explaining the reasoning for trading Tesla, my full trading plan, followed by a live day trade. So if you want to watch more day trading or investing videos, or you just want to watch me day trade live on YouTube on Fridays, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So this week was especially tough for me because firstly, there wasn't that many trades to be taken, and secondly, all the trades that I took, all of them were losses, and now I have a losing streak of 4 trades, so it has affected me emotionally. But I know that this is definitely an obstacle, but at the same time, it's also an opportunity for me to overcome and improve in my trading career. So now let's get into the trades. So as usual, starting out, if you guys have been watching my videos, what do we usually start to look at before trading? That's right, the overall market. So starting out the day, we're going to see things from a top-down approach, meaning seeing the big picture, which is what the overall markets are doing. So as you can see from the charts here, we have NQ on the left-hand side and SPY on the right-hand side. So for NQ, what do you see? Since the pre-market, you can see that it goes sideways a little bit and then it's slowly pushing right up. For SPY, quite similar, right? Goes sideways and then now it's slowly pushing up again. So then if you've watched my previous video or you have been trading the stock markets, you would know that a lot of the sell-off that's been happening in the market was because of the rise in the bond yields. So it seems like today it has recovered a little bit. So was there a reason for the recovery? Not really. There was not really any good news for the market. So perhaps this recovery is just a temporary pullback before the stock market dumps again. So yesterday, Jerome Powell also did not provide sufficient details on how the banks might act to counter the rising bond yields, and investors were also afraid that the stimulus aid introduced into the economy will increase inflation because there will be a massive increase in supply of money. So as inflation rates increase, bond yields will also increase as well, so that will mean the stock market will continue selling off because the stock market, the equities will seem a little bit more overvalued compared to the bonds that are safer. So instead of having really good news, there's actually bad news, but the market was trending up. So it's not really correlating very well, and this move up in the market may not be that substantial. So then let's zoom into Tesla for now, right? So for Tesla, over here we have the 1 minute time frame and over here we have the 5 minute time frame. So as you can see, it moves quite similar to the markets. So it moves sideways as well, and then now it's trending up on the 1 minute. 5 minutes, same thing, you just can see a bigger picture of what's happening overall. Yeah, so then we move on to read up on news about Tesla. nothing much is actually happening on Tesla. So perhaps you can see that Tesla is just mirroring the market. Yeah, so how the market moves today will potentially be very important to determine the way Tesla will move today, because Tesla did not have a strong catalyst for either the upside or the downside. Yeah, so then now let's dive into the live trade for Tesla. So you can see from here the entry line is actually the 583 level, and I'm actually going to trade options for here. So now here is where I entered my first contract, and then I'm going to set my stop loss for now. Yep, so the entry will be the 583 level. The stop loss, you can see from the red line, is the 594.75, and as usual I usually like to go for a risk to reward of 2 or 3 during the trade that I take. Yeah, so this one was a little bit strange in a way that I think my stop loss was actually quite wide. Yeah, so then you can see my target is actually the 565.48 is the target. Yeah, so I usually like to have multiple targets, about 2 targets at least, so that I can slowly scale out when I hit those targets, and not exit my full position when I hit the first target. Yeah, so in this way I can ensure that my sort of winners are, holding my winners and letting them ride. So as you can see here, it bounced off the level that I bought, and then now it's just consolidating a little bit around that level. So we are actually watching at around 2 times speed. Usually during the trade it's not so fast, but usually it doesn't really show very good, doesn't mean very good news for you when you enter the trade and then your stock sort of consolidates around the area or pulls back from the entry level that you have entered. Yeah, but no worries, I have my stop loss there, so I'm kind of sort of ensuring that I have a set loss, assuming that I adhere to it. So you see this big nice green candle that goes up, makes me a little bit nervous. At this whole point of time also, I'm also thinking to myself, if it hits my stop loss, I'm going to get out immediately. If it pushes down and continues in my direction, then I'm going to add to the position. We're gonna see what's happening. Still trying to push up. You can actually see similarly on the market what happened. The area where I entered Tesla was also the area where the market also dumped, and then it slowly started to curl up, and then now when the market is pushing up, Tesla is also pushing up as well. So now it's very close to my stop loss. My hands are on the buttons already, waiting to get it, waiting to stop myself out. Okay, nice red candle comes down, very nice actually, I kind of like that. So if this candle can continue with that kind of momentum, hopefully it can still go in our direction, So we're just waiting over here. Okay, now it's recovering a little bit. So now it really depends on what the market is going to do. So you can see the market is pushing down now. Tesla also pushing down. Nice, I like that. Really nice. Keeping in mind that if I'm not wrong, this was a Friday as well, so the option premiums really jump quite a bit when the stock moves. It's a lot more volatile today. Yep, so that is where I'm going to add to my position at the 581.33 level. So waiting a little bit. What should I do? Thinking maybe this is perhaps a pullback and I should add to my position. So still deciding what to do. Alright, so this is where I should have added to my position already, but then I was a little bit late, so I entered at a very good price instead of a worse price. I was supposed to enter at a higher price. So I moved my stop loss down because I add to my position. I want to manage my stop loss down as well, manage my position. So far it looks alright. Right, see it's pushing down very nicely. Setting my support levels for every time it breaks down so that I can move my stop loss along the way. Right, looks good so far. Push down very heavily. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is that you see the blue line over there on NQ, that is actually the pre-market lows, and that would potentially can act as a support for the market to reverse at that point of time. So if the market reverses at that point of time, Tesla could potentially reverse as well. But then you see now it is sort of reversing already. There's a nice big candle that goes up, and that makes me a little bit nervous because this is a huge candle. Huge candle on NQ and an even bigger candle on Tesla. Almost hit my stop loss. Then I'm like, no, please. It's not even, the whole minute hasn't even passed yet, the candle is so big. Yeah, that was almost a $5 candle right there. And then my fingers are on the buttons ready. If it hits my stop loss, I'm gonna exit. And that, I exited both contracts right there. So bought 2 contracts, sold 2 contracts. Alright. Yep, and that is the live trade that I took on Tesla. So after the trade, definitely you have to go to the journaling part, right? Yeah. So then, like I mentioned before, this was my 4th loss in a row, so it really affected me quite emotionally. Yeah. I think the entry was not too bad for the first contract. A little bit of hesitation because of how the market suddenly dumped, and then NQ was very near to its pre-market lows. There was a potential support that I mentioned before. The second entry was definitely too slow. I should have went in a little bit faster, but I waited for the premiums to pull back first, then I entered instead of FOMOing and chasing the increased premiums. So that perhaps that was a good part. Yeah, I was also able to move my stop loss down when I entered the second contract. The part that I didn't like was that after that when it stopped me, it wicked me out first. Like the candle didn't close above my stop loss. It touched my stop loss and then it closed below my stop loss, and then afterwards it continued to move in my favor. So that's like, if I didn't stop myself there, I would have had a winning trade. But then that is not the right way to think about it. In the long term, sticking to your stop losses will definitely pay off instead of holding through your stop loss. Yeah. So at that point in time when I lost this trade, I also told myself that I don't want to take any more trades today because firstly it was a Friday, so the options are more volatile today. And I didn't want to have a bigger red day and start to revenge trade to earn back the losses. Yeah, so I think that was really good that I could restrain myself and told myself that today is a day to defend my capital instead of to aggressively go in and try to overtrade and take trades even though there were no high probability trades for me. Yeah, so emotionally I think I was a little bit emotionally charged entering the trade. I was not comfortable really being in the trade, and I really wanted to win this trade because I had the string of losing trades. Yeah, I was only able to accept the risk a little bit better after I told myself that I had already lost the trade. Yeah, so technical wise I think not too bad. I was able to trade in the direction of the markets and able to trade in the direction of Tesla as well. Yeah, so I think the things I did well, initial entry execution was good, able to manage my trade, able to cut my losses without hesitation. I think my exit was phenomenal. Able to accept risk a bit better by telling myself that I already lost the trade, and able to stop myself from revenge trading. And most importantly, even though I lost the trade, I managed to keep the good habit of adding to my winners, cutting my losses quick, and also managing my trade. I was still very affected by the P&L, so this is the thing that I have to sort of work on some more. Still find it relatively hard to lose money and accept risk. I definitely have to know that I have losing streaks. So this is one thing that's very important for traders to know, that you will have a string of losses and a string of wins. There's no, it won't be so evenly spread out, like maybe one win, one loss, one win, one loss so nicely. Sometimes you get a string of wins and a string of losses. So you have very nice red days, very nice red weeks and very nice green weeks sometimes. So it's really just at random, and you shouldn't take take the feelings from the previous trade into the next trade. Yeah, so this is very normal. Yeah, I just have to focus on the executions and taking good trades so that I can get myself out of this trading rut. And I don't have to worry so much about the overall month. Yeah, it might be green, it might be red, that really doesn't matter. It just matters what kind of opportunities you get and how you execute on them. Yeah, you're not supposed to have consistently green months anyway, so some months might be a little bit red or a little bit green. Just don't let your month be super red and blow up your account, you know? Stop worrying about all these things that are out of your control, just focus on things that you can control. So the few things that I usually remind myself every day and reset myself after every journaling session is that I want to be a consistently profitable trader. I want to take high probability trades. I'm going to cut my losses quick, add to my winners, manage my position properly as the trade goes in my favor, and also to manage my position size. So these are all the things that I have in control. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else that I can really control anymore. Definitely still very affected by the P&L because of how I still process losses. Losses don't feel good, definitely, but it doesn't mean that you did something wrong. It just means that you took a risk and the risk didn't work out. That's all it is only. Yeah, it is a wonderful opportunity for me to learn and also improve on my trading mentality. Yeah, so objectively speaking, I lost $100 on this trade, but it was 2 contracts and on a Friday as well. So I mentioned before, Friday is a more volatile day, so actually it's not a big deal. Losing $50 per contract, I don't think it's that big a deal. If I hit my take profit target, how much will I have earned? Probably a few $100. So easily the risk reward is a lot. It's quite good in this trade, and it was worth the risk taking lah. Yeah, so don't worry too much about this. All these challenges and the trading losses is just going to catapult me into better growth into the future if I can learn from these lessons and then teach myself and improve on them so that my trading is a little bit more smooth into the future. Yeah. All in all, I think quite a tough week because it was a red week, and trading mentality wise, emotionally wise, it affected me quite a little bit. But it's going to allow me to build resilience and hopefully allow me to improve so that I can get better on my trading journey. So that concludes my Tesla trade recap. If you guys have stayed with me all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Just let me know down below in the comment section any trades that you guys have taken, or have you guys experienced this same thing as me, being in a trading rut, having a string of losses. I'm sure a lot of people have this. It's very common for traders to have. So that's it for this video. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.